that you bring that up, we could talk a little bit about the food crisis.
It's very serious. I mean, for this country, I don't even have the exact figures, but in this country it's like, I don't know, 7 or 8% that of a person's amount of funds they have to use on food. So pretty cheap. In most of the world, you use 30% or better on food. So that when you then increase the cost of that, you're talking really getting into some serious choices having to be made. And then there's weather issues. You know, we could go into the matter of the Green Revolution, which happened, I think, in the late 60s. And most people don't understand what that means. The Green Revolution is when you started to use fertilizer made from fossil fuels, which boosted up the production from any given acre. I mean, quite substantially. The only problem is you have to buy the fertilizer. So it was all wonderful for everybody, for the fertilizer companies particularly, who were, use a lot of fossil fuels. But the one problem is then that it has a bad effect on the land. And as I just read, I think this morning, that the world's arable land is being negatively affected. I didn't exactly say it was from the Green Revolution, but it kind of gave a feeling that that was a significant factor. So get this concept. When they started the Green Revolution, meaning all this stuff, emendations, throwing out the land, getting all kinds of food. Well, as I learned when I took ecology, when the food in the animal world, let's talk about the animal world. The food goes up, the population goes up. It just goes together. So that the population of the world is twice as big as it was in the 60s when we started with the Green Revolution. Now we have the problem of all the fossil fuels that were used to bring up the population. I mean, is this a tragedy or what? Yeah, it's just, it's hard to really get your mind around what a tragedy that is, that we brought on a real disaster to the world with fossil fuels. You really dig around and they've become a problem under almost every problem. There's the fossil fuels that cause this, and you look around, there's a fossil fuel that cause that. So this is something I only recently learned. I thought it was pretty shocking that the population doubled as a result of the Green Revolution.
Well, bring that closer to home here in Westchester.
Okay.
And what we want to get through to business people to be thinking about that.
Yeah, well, talking about energy, I don't think I've said it on one of these chats before, but the food on your table has generally traveled 1,500 miles. And needless to say, that depends on cheap oil, which is no longer around. And as you see, airlines are folding right and left because any food that travels that long is not traveling by any train, it's coming by air. And so that's very expensive. And so interestingly, as a result of these changes in energy, you have community gardens and little vegetable gardens popping up everywhere. I am personally going to grow tomatoes this year. I've never done it my entire life, but I'm going to do it on my deck.